brush country monsters, great big whitetail deer, and we're in Texas. Everybody knows we like to kill big deer. It's been known in Texas and stated that you can't kill a big deer in the hill country. They're all small-bodied and small-antlered. Well, Seth and I have found a place just in central Texas that is amazing. And I'll tell you how amazing it is, because I killed the biggest buck of my life and I'm 65 years old and I've hunted all my life. And I also get to do what I love. I get to rattle. I think you're going to enjoy this episode.
Yeah, no, he's pretty easy to recognize. The big high tines, beams that wrap around and come around, those have been very distinguishing characteristics.
Johnson Ranch is about a pristine ranch as you'd ever want in central Texas. It's not got a reputation for great big bucks, but through the years, that's fixing to change. It's typical hill country. It's got oaks, it's got some mesquite trees. It's just everything you want in a ranch. Rodney is very passionate about what he does on that ranch. He's worked very hard at it, and the results that he has on that ranch are amazing.
We did not bring anything in on this ranch. All we did was take out. Mike Kruger, who was a Texas Parks and Wildlife biologist, taught me when we first started, this is your most important management tool. It's trigger finger. Don't be afraid to use it. There's no pin, there's nothing raised brought in here. These are 100% native hill country deer. I'm not interested in numbers. I'm interested in quality.
We also told him about Big and J. And you could be honest, you could see the look on his face, and he says, yeah, snake oil.
I was very hesitant, very reluctant, but when I put it out, it does work. It's helped us pattern a lot of these deer. I mean, I can tell you where a lot of these deer have been, where they're moving, just because of that Big and J. They get addicted to it.
He said, I pulled the cards after one night. He said, not only were the does and the little bucks eating it, he said all the big bucks on the ranch had found the Big and J, and they had it all over their nose. Now, the Johnson Ranch is an MLD Level 4 ranch, which means that because you intentionally manage a piece of property, Texas Parks and Wildlife will give you a little bit more time to hunt in layman's terms. You get the 1st of October through the end of February.
There's a lot of things that go into using these MLD permits, but that's part of where the state gives us landowners the flexibility to do what we need to do to manage these ranches.
We get to the Johnson Ranch a day early. The season opens tomorrow, but as always, we always take the McQuarters to the range to make sure. On this hunt, I was going to be using my McQuarter 300 Ultra Mag. It was going to be topped with a brand new Swarovski X5 3 to 18 by 50 shooting Burger bullets, the 210 grain VLDs.
One of the things that's really helped me probably the last 4 or 5 years, that's come out and improving every year is the digital trail cameras. I mean, I'll check these things every 2 to 3 days. You can really pattern these deer with those trail cameras. There's Turkey Foot. He's a nice deer. I mean, to say the least. I mean, you can obviously see he's easy to recognize. I mean, that's where he got his name.
Split on the twos up there looked like a turkey's foot, so that's aptly named. He looks To me, he's got some brisket hanging, a little bit of hump right there in the picture. Now he isn't velvet. It makes him look a little, but he's still gonna have decent mass. And he's got all the beam length you need, and tine length is gonna be exceptional because he's not even finished here.
Right. I think he's a deer that we need to see if we can't
Target
or potentially get somebody a good shot at.
somebody. I will. This is crazy.
You volunteer?
I volunteer. Oh, I'd love to take turkey foot.
Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles, the most accurate hunting rifles in the world. Yeti Coolers, built for the wild. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue. Safari Club International Foundation, first for wildlife. And Hoff Power Auto and Outdoor Stores, over 50 years in Central Texas, and we couldn't have stuck around this long if we were steering you wrong. Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by Chupacabra Rub. Put it on meat, put it on veggies, put it on Texas. Swarovski Optique, see the unseen. Hart Rifle Barrels, unparalleled performance, handcrafted one at a time. Burger Bullets, shoot better, shoot burger. And John Burrell's High Adventure Company, the finest collection of big game hunting, wing shooting, and sport fishing destinations in the world.
Well, it is October 1st, but I tell you what, it's about 55 degrees.
Pretty cool out here.
Opening morning. We've been looking for this ever since we've been looking at all those trail camera pictures. So we got a deer in mind, so
Yes,
we're gonna
sir.
go up on the north end. Let's see if we can't find him.
Yes, sir. Let's go
Let's
get her
go.
done.
October rolls around and we're at the Johnson Ranch. The first morning we're gonna go hunt. We get in the blind early that morning, and sure enough, the first morning, here comes turkey foot. That's him on the left of that dead tree. 161 yards.
Come on, that's him. You ready?
I'm ready.
It's turkey foot.
What seemed like an eternity, Seth finally said, okay, I think I got enough light. I mean, I don't even think the word light was out of his mouth and the safety was off. It didn't take long for me to drop him in his tracks. I got a little kill mode going here, and I think it's either contagious from the professor who's a cameraman. I just didn't expect it to be that wide. Turkey foot on the ground.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I tell you what, he is a monster. I am about to put the hands on the biggest deer I've ever killed in my life. 65 years old, hunted all my life. I still get excited, but I didn't maybe think I was ever going to get this excited. Is this not crazy? Turkey foot right there. The tine length is incredible.
Beams
You're going to get
curl
some
in.
score out of that curl the way it comes in on those beams. You just don't find hill country deer like this. You've got some genetics here that are crazy, and these are local genetics. I mean, you didn't bring anything in.
100% local genetics. Just let them get plenty to eat and let them get old. I mean, they got to grow up.
At 64 years old, I didn't, maybe not quite the excitement it used to be, but my
You
heart
were
was
excited. You were excited.
Look at that tree. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
man,
huge.
it's-
Fork on it, a long three, the
There's
turkey foot right
And
here.
people underestimate what your brow tines do for
Oh,
your
yeah,
score weight.
exactly.
He's got good brow
exactly.
tines too,
Got a
especially
lot
on
of
that
character
side.
with all those knots down there.
Yeah, no, he's a
He's
good.
got some age on him. This is opening morning on a new ranch in Central Texas. We got Rodney some Big and J. You kind of admit, you said,
I was a-
okay.
I was a little
It's,
hesitant.
a little hesitant.
hesitant.
After the first night when it was gone the
Oh.
next morning, you said, okay.
I ate crow.
And you saw what was eating that Big and J right there.
Yeah,
And
it works.
he said all year long while he's taking these trail camera pictures, the Big and J is bringing them. And right here, this is why we use Big and J. That's crazy. After it was all said and done, we put a tape on this deer. 184 inches of native Central Texas whitetail deer. Don't ever let anybody tell you that all Central Texas deer are little. you can find them.
There's no better way to wrap up a successful hunt. That's right, it's Rudy's night. Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by Big and J Long Range Attractants. The aroma is super strong, the range is super long. Borden Accuracy, makers of the Rimrock, Alpine, and Timberline custom actions. The G7 BR2 Ballistic Rangefinder, built for the first shot. Swagger, the bipod with moves. Revolution Safe Company, inspired by Pendleton, rotating gun management made simple. And New Breed Archery. No hype, just hunt.
I love to rattle. So I couldn't wait for November to come around because that's when the rut is in Central Texas. And when that day came that I could go out and hunt my management buck, I was going to do it with a pair of rattling horns in my hand. All right, first morning and the first rattle of the morning. We're going to slip down here. Ronnie says about 100 yards. I'm going to let him rattle first, and the second set I'll rattle. We'll see who gets one in.
Yes, sir. See what happens.
We know an area that Rodney likes to rattle at. He says he has a lot of good history there. It's the first rattle for both of us. We get set up in a mott. I'm in front, Rodney with the cameraman behind. Rodney starts to rattle, and we instantly have deer come in. I mean, they're coming in from all different directions. The rut's going hot and heavy, and it's just, I'm already having a great time. Now, a nice big management that we couldn't get on film, on camera or get a shot at came in behind us and busted us downwind, but that's part of rattling. You never know which direction they're going to come from. After the big deer snuck in behind us and got wind and took out, we still had some deer in front of us, and I'm thinking, well, Rodney's going to rattle some more and see if something else comes in, and all of a sudden I hear him whisper over through the brush at me. He says, "Lamar, the one in the middle, take him out." And so obviously that meant, being a deer manager, I knew exactly what he meant. He wanted me to get that deer out of the herd.
Hang on, Lamar, there's a buck. God, to the left of that cedar.
Call?
I think that's a coal. Yeah, he's missing his 3 on that side. Yeah, there's a coal. Take him.
Okay.
Great shot, Lamar.
I'll tell you what, you know, even when you're rattling, is a monster? No, it's management. But when you're rattling it, it's just all different thing in the world. It makes it fun. It makes it fun.
Yes, sir. No, that was pretty neat stuff. Great shot.
Yeah, 5 deer. Very nicely done, my friend. Very nicely done.
That was fun. Opening morning.
All right, well, let's go find that thing.
Yes, sir. I bet he didn't go far.
There he is. Him right here.
Right here.
I think he's there. He didn't go very far.
No, sir. I didn't expect him to go very far.
Well, if I can't hit one that distance, I better quit. It's always nice to see the horn sticking out.
Yes, sir. That was a great shot.
Thank you. Well, like I said, if I can't make one rattled in at 40 yards. Well, this is why you manage these herds. He's got this funky thing going on here. This is something that you don't want breeding. And he's young enough that he's going to taste good.
Yeah, he's going to be good. He's going to be good in some stew, whatever.
These back straps are going in the freezer.
Yes, sir.
It's when you have these South Texas ranches or Central Texas, wherever you are, they manage these herds. And this is one of the reasons you had the quality of deer you got.
You got to take
It's
these
because
out.
of this. So this is great.
Yes, sir.
Glad I could help, my friend.
Thank you.
Now let's go find that one I put on the wall.
Yeah, let's go.
Today we're going to talk about an effective way to sight in your rifle.
We've all been to the local shooting range a couple of days or before deer season and seen the guy that's sitting out there bang, 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 shoot 2 boxes of ammo, still leaves frustrated, hadn't got a perfect zero. Well, today we're going to show you a way in 3 or 4 shots that you can get a perfect zero and be ready for opening day.
It all starts with you need a paper target, you need a sturdy rest, and you will go somewhere with a solid bench that you can shoot off of. First thing you do is take out your bolt. Move your target out about 25 yards, set it up. And what you need to be able to do is get behind the rifle so you can look through the action down the bore and line it up with the center of that bullseye. Then you're going to move the windage and elevation turrets so you can line up that crosshair in the center of that bullseye as well. Make your first shot. And so, you know, it'll be close, it'll be within the vicinity. Your second shot and how you set that up is very key. What you want to do is then get down behind the rifle and you're going to hold it completely still and hold your crosshair exactly on the center of the bullseye where you shot the first time. Not moving the rifle at all. Either you or a buddy can move the windage and elevation turrets to that crosshair lines up with exactly where you hit in that first shot.
That's right. That'll put you very close on your next shot, which will be at 100.
Every shot after that point is going to be fine adjustments on your windage and elevation turrets.
Right.
And you'll be ready to go.
And you've saved a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of frustration.
Absolutely.
And that's our on-target tip of the week, brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles.
The next day, Rodney had something to do, so I was on the horns and the rifle. Took the cameraman and we got set up, hoping to find that deer that busted us the day before.
Just got enough daylight where the cameras will work, and now it's time to go rattle.
We made one setup, didn't have much luck. We had some deer come in, but no shooters. Walked across and tried to circle back around to where maybe that we thought that deer might have gone or lived. And we got set up again, rattled, didn't think anything was going to come, and then I saw something off to my left. And sure enough, here came a management buck, one we had pegged, and he came in and made a slow walk from the left to the right, and as soon as he gave me an opportunity, I took it. This deer was very recognizable. We'd seen him on trail camera pictures. He had a tight frame, ate long tines, but kind of light, and he curled in the front. His main beams almost touched. But obviously it wasn't going to have any trophy potential, so he was one of the deer that we targeted. We needed to get out of the herd, and he did it picture perfect. He came right in front, and as soon as I had the opportunity, I took him out.
Typical. Nice, long tine 8-point. We've got a big 8 on the ground. It was rattled up, Central Texas. It just doesn't get any better. Like these short walks. Well, we came out rattling this morning for fun. Management purposes. Already got my big deer on the ground. So now it's time to help with the management here on the Johnson Ranch. The rut is in full blast. We rattled up 6 bucks yesterday and 4 bucks this morning. It's a lot of fun to do it this way. We were looking for 8 points. This is an 8 point. He's got some character when he curls in here, but he's probably 3.5 years old. He's not a monster and he's not old, but this is what we were looking for. And it makes it fun to be able to come out, do something good with management end, and have fun doing it by rattling. Just love it.
Our first hunt on the Johnson Ranch. It was a brand new ranch to Seth and I, and it couldn't have ended up any better. The Johnson Ranch. First hunt of the year. Can you believe how great that was? And my biggest buck I've ever killed. It's just crazy. Until next week, always remember, keep God and family first.